Years later, after the hype on this one, here I am reviewing Dunhill Icon Racing. So, some fragrance reviewers on YouTube absolutely love this thing, made multiple top 10 lists. And then there's other reviewers that felt like this was a ho-hum release. So it's my turn to let you guys know in the YouTube fragrance game how I felt about this fragrance right here. So looking at the presentation, as always, Dunhill Icon bottles are absolutely gorgeous. They're heavy. I own every single one of them. They look great as a collection. This one, even more, it's got the British racing green color. It just makes me picture, just looking at the bottle, it exudes class. It really gives me the imagery of racing down in the English countryside. I got that racing green with the lines here. Aston Martin, I'm going real quick. Well, this scent, sadly, the scent inside of this sexy bottle shows nothing about British history at all. The class of an Aston Martin, not even close. Nor the excitement of really racing. The only thing that's really exciting about this release is the award-winning bottle. I'll let you know why in the upcoming review. Let's go. YouTube fragrance family, welcome to another Robes Await fragrance review. Today I'm putting my nose on the house of Dunhill and one of their Icon flankers called Icon Racing. So this is one of their newer releases from their Icon series. So prior to the review, I'd like to thank my partner in crime, FragranceX.com, for this fragrance. You can utilize my coupon code ROBES08, my YouTube channel name. For if you want to purchase this fragrance, go right ahead. You get 15% off on any purchase that you do on the site. Now let's go under the hood of Icon Racing. Release date was 2017. Concentration, this is Eau de Parfum. Nose behind this one is Laurent Le Garnac. Known really for a lot of Bond No. 9 releases and really many cheaper designer sets. I didn't see really anything stand out in Laurent's resume, so it really shows what the past prior to this release shows us. So olfactory group, I would classify this in more of a fresh floral fragrance. You're going to see a lot of florals. Icon is based on a floral. The original Icon right here is based on a floral, and this one also. So let's get into the note breakdown. Let's take a look at those florals and what's surrounding them. So up top we have grapefruit, bergamot, and cardamom. In the mid we have lavender, pepper, and orange flower. Now in the base we have vetiver, musk, and gaiac wood. So the key notes to this nose right here would have to be the grapefruit up top, the lavender also, and the orange blossom. So what do I get out of this one? Well, this is my scent of the day today. I'm swimming in this one, but I do want to hit myself a little bit here. I'll give a couple to you fine folks out there. The opening of Dunhill Icon Racing hits me immediately with a lot of sweetness. So you're going to get a lot of sweet tones. You're going to get some freshness with the sweetness, which is really not one of my favorite genres. I really hate sweetness and freshness going together. It really doesn't balance itself together. And there is quite a bit of aromatic tones in this particular fragrance. The opening of Icon Racing really strays away from what Dunhill and the Icon series was doing recently. They released these two darker releases. I really enjoyed what they smelt like. You know, not looking at longevity and projection on those two because they're fairly poor, but the scents themselves were actually fairly solid. This fragrance went way off that. It really just went into piggyback mode, which, you know, within the couple years, 2014, 15, 16, 17, we've seen releases like this. It's nothing new. It's going towards the Dylan Blue from Versace, Sauvage by Christian Dior, Invictus Aqua from Paco Rabanne territory. This is really where this comes from. So being very unique or really standing out as a fragrance, I don't see it here. It really just opens up with a typical bergamot and grapefruit citrus combo. The bergamot, it doesn't show high quality bergamot. It doesn't show like that Earl Grey feeling that I get a lot from some bergamots. It really isn't sparkling as a citrus combo. It really is just ho-hum. That is pulling some slightly soapy undertones from the lavender with it, which goes a little stronger more into the mid. And of course, we can't forget this, that scratchy sweetness that really envelops the fragrance. It really is unfortunate, that screechy sweetness, that soapy lavender feel. And then, of course, those fake citruses really doesn't work for me. But that is what the younger generation really does like. And you're going to pull them in with that introduction. Now, the sweetness is very artificial to me. It really doesn't feel like sweetness from a vanilla pod or anything like that. We've got better sweet-based scents out there in the designer game. Now, some of the scents I did name off, namely Invictus Aqua, really with this one also, that sweetness really ruins any of the excellent qualities that may be hidden behind that big punch of sweetness. That citrus and that sweetness combo never felt well balanced to me. And it's the start of a downhill pace for this scent. Now, more into the heart and the base of Icon Racing. After the citruses burn off, it transitions more into a floral lavender and orange flower fragrance with the sweetness and some soapy qualities. The cardamom plays a role here, just like the original Icon. It goes into more of a creamy, powdery, fresh, sweet type of scent here instead of the brightness that you would come to expect from a citrus. The original Icon was based mostly on neroli, so I'm talking about this gray right here. It was based on the floral of neroli, a citrusy floral scent. This one, on the other hand, utilizes another popular floral in the men's aisle, which of course is lavender, which is actually this scent's X factor. The lavender is definitely your X factor in Icon Racing. At this point in the heart of Icon Racing, this reminded me of something that I recently reviewed on my channel. The artificial sweetness with a boatload of lavender combo here really reminds me of a Le Male Summer Edition. Take your pick, Superman, Popeye, doesn't really matter. It really just reminds me of those releases with its laundered, clothes-like smell with a lot of artificial sweetness. The orange blossom peaks here as a heavy secondary note to the lavender. The peppery aspect, the spice, is fairly weak to my nose and really almost is a non-factor in this scent. I really felt like perhaps we can have a little bit of bite in this scent. I really never felt any bite from the pepper. I detect some sort of amberwood here. It's not listed in the note breakdown, but it gives Icon Racing that similar sweetness that you'd get from Invictus Aqua. It's very uncanny how similar those two are. The vetiver shows itself in the backbone of this scent. However, it's a mild, clean, rooty vetiver, nothing too green here. And with the green bottle, that would have been a great aspect to add to the fragrance. The sweetness just plows through this scent. It really does, killing any personality that this fragrance really had in the backbone. It really just goes sweetness, and it just goes powers through the whole scent. Of course, with that lavender, and of course with that orange blossom. This scent ends with, excluding the sweetness, ends with lavender musk and a typical light woody quality. Overall, it's just a pop song in the fragrance community. It'll get its 15 seconds of fame. I think it's already over. While this genre is fairly popular, but it won't be a classic. It will be discontinued probably shortly in the next few years and will be forgotten. It's already been forgotten. There's other releases that did this type of DNA in 2018 and 19, and yeah, it's just going to be forgotten in all the releases that smell alike. So this one is made for really new heads out there just looking for something that is hot at the moment, something that's popular. It's just the same thing as clothing. Some clothing will be popular from one season to another. Some things are classic. This is not one of those. This is just something that's popular just for the moment. And after a while, this thing is going to fizzle down. So my ratings for uniqueness. Is this unique? No, I've already talked about this. I'm going to give this 2 bottles out of 10. It's not unique at all. Really, Dunhill didn't really think outside the box. They just copy, paste, put in our sweet bottle. Let's go. The scent itself. I feel there's better out there for what you're getting here. I'm going to go 4 bottles out of 10. Now moving on to performance and feedback. So sprays, how many sprays would I do? I do my first on the chest is usually 2 on the neck, so 1 on each side, and then 2 on the arm. So I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. So I'll put inner elbows here as close as I can to the inner elbows. And there you go. 5 sprays. Man, that bubble gummy stuff on the opening, can't stand it. Longevity. Fairly poor for this kind of scent. You're looking at 5 bottles out of 10. 5 to 7 hours. Again, a lot of these scents, when you first spray it on, like this thing really does push a lot in the opening, but it really mellows down like real quick. Once that sweetness kind of dissipates, the florals come through, the lavender and the orange blossom, it really weakens the scent. So you're looking at 5 to 7 hours. Projection, you're looking at 4 bottles out of 10. I mean, again, like I said, it's not a beast. The first couple hours, yeah, you're going to get that sweetness that's going to plow everybody's nose. But after that, very, very weak. Compliment factor, I'm going to give this one 6 bottles out of 10. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be in this criteria. A lot of these sweet fragrances, depending on the crowd that you're around, may do well. And, 6 bottles is pretty good, but I was thinking that this was going to get an 8 in the compliment factor. Never did work for me. Now let's get into the versatility of this scent. Age range. I really think that this is teens and up. Teenagers, this is geared for you. 20-somethings, that's geared for you. Older folks like myself in the 30s, 40s, 50s, you're really wearing this as more of a casual use type scent, not really a signature scent. You may want to wear this when you're going out for walks and stuff like that. It's one of those kind of scents that if you really do like sweet scents, this one may be right up your alley. Seasons. I feel like this is built kind of like this. They went back to old school. This one, a little much classier than this. They really fell off the wagon in regards to the classiness of these type of scents. But I feel like this one was made for spring because of the neroli. This one's made for spring just because of the lavender. It's a great note for spring. Night or day. I really feel like this is a casual use scent. So really, if you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt during the day or at night, you can wear it. Day or night doesn't really matter. If I had to give it a day or night stigma, I would have to say more night than daytime. Occasions. Is this signature scent approved? For the right person. If you have a playful personality and you're not really looking outside the box for your scents, yeah, I could see this as your signature scent. Very much casual use. Not really, I wouldn't say really work appropriate. It really, especially in the first couple hours, you don't want to be that guy in the office. And this will do it in the office. It's going to kill people, especially with the sweetness. Versatility. It's fairly versatile, as I said. It's a day or night scent. Very much casual use. So depending on your day-to-day, this can be fairly versatile or not so much if you're wearing a suit every day. So versatility, I'm going to give it 7 bottles out of 10. I'm not going to poo-poo it just because I can. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 for the versatility. Now let's take a look at the value on this one. So bottle size is available. You got 1.7 ounce, and I got the big boy right here, the 3.4 ounce bottle. Pricing, never go full retail with Dunhill Icon releases. Any Dunhill releases can be had for very, very cheap. So right now, retail, you're looking at probably around $70 to $110. Never go full retail. You wait, you are patient with these releases. You're going to go half price at discounters easily. I've seen these things around $40, $50 for the 3.4 ounce. So definitely look around. This has been released for a couple of years, but when it first got released, people were hyping this thing like crazy, buying it full retail. And even as a fragrance reviewer, I was like, nope. I'm going to wait till this goes at discounters, and it did. Availability, it is, as far as I know, still in stores. So for the pricing versus the quality you're getting, especially if you're going retail, there's so much more out there. I'm going to give it 4 bottles out of 10. I don't see much quality in regards to a $70 to $100 range. There's so much more, the Diols, the Chanels, that you can go and get a really, really good scent. This is definitely not worth that price. So some positives to take away for this scent and some negatives. Let's get into it. The positives to take away. There's some versatility here. The sweet genre is currently the trend. So that is a positive. I really feel like the sweet trend is starting to slowly die down. The Bleu de Chanel's, the Sauvages are starting to kind of be like at the end of their life expectancy. I don't think they're going to be releasing more flankers, and they really set the trends, Dior and Chanel. So I'm hoping for something new from those big brands shortly. Negatives to take away with this one. Well, it's nothing new here. So if you have, a Popeye, Le Male, you own Invictus Aqua, this is a redundant fragrance to purchase. The blend is very much scratchy. I really didn't feel like everything really worked together very well. That wow factor isn't there with this release. It really wasn't. The wow factor is in the bottle. The bottle itself is beautiful. My final thoughts on Dunhill Icon Racing. My overall thoughts are this is a safe, mass appealing scent. It's someone that's not looking outside the box. It's the youngest of the bunch in the icons, and the other ones have a much more mature vibe, and I appreciate those more. Dunhill was looking towards the younger crowd here, and perhaps the better thing to do is not utilize the icon namesake and start something new with the newer generation. So I've reviewed every single Dunhill Icon release. And I know that John Ray was the creative director of Dunhill when they first introduced Dunhill Icon, which I felt was a really great step in the men's fragrance game for the House of Dunhill. I really felt like John Ray knew what he was doing. He was getting the name Dunhill out there. The sexy bottle itself, you need a package that'll be eye-catching, and he did it here, and the scent is not half that bad. So it was a really good step in the right direction for the brand. Sadly, John Ray got plucked by the major company of Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy, LVMH, and to be the creative director of their upstart British brand called Thomas Pink in 2017. So Dunhill lost their creative director. Now Mark Weston is the new creative director, which this release shows me the creative part is really missing. It really is. Maybe he doesn't care as much on the fragrance line as John was, but it really is a step back. There's a reason John got plucked by Louis Vuitton. Dunhill should have kept him. That's my honest opinion. Overall score on this release, Icon Racing is probably going to get one of the worst scores for the Icon series, and I'm going to give this one 4 bottles out of 10. I really did not like this release. What would I recommend? I feel like this one is it a purchase? Is it sample worthy, or is it forget about it? Definitely a forget about it. It's not a standout at all. I felt it wasn't original. The blend was scratchy. The sweetness has no personality. The citruses neither. The florals took over, did their thing. However, I felt this sweet, fresh Sean is oversaturated. You can find something like this on the Macy's counter that may actually last on your skin. It can be actually cheaper than this or for the same price. So the most enjoyable part of reviewing Dunhill Icon Racing, like I said in this review twice already, was the bottle. There you have it, folks. My thoughts on Dunhill Icon Racing. Have you smelt Icon Racing? I'm sure a lot of you have. What are your thoughts? Any good, bad, and the ugly thoughts? Comment below. Share it with the community. If you do like my content, you may not like the ending, saying that I'm not a big fan of this. You may love this scent. However, please like the button. I do work hard on every single video, and I will be honest with all of you on YouTube on how I personally feel about a scent. If you'd like to stick around, hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already, hit the bell so you can be part of my notification gang. I am on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can just look me up, Robes08, my YouTube channel name, and I'm all over the social media platform. I also have a Facebook group for fragrance heads called Fragrance Guru Nation. We're at 16,500, give or take. Join us today. We talk about new releases, fragrances. We talk about reviewers. We also, some people buy, sell, stuff like that on FGN. So come join us today. I'm going to leave you with a few takes on social media. I did ask all my social media friends out there their thoughts on Icon Racing. So I'm going to put that at the back end of this video so you can see different thoughts than mine on the scent. Good or bad, I will post them. And as always, a great or poor fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.